Hello everyone and welcome to my daily altcoin analysis. If you want to support me and my content, leave a like and a comment with at least 7 words to help boost the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date. I also have a separate video where I analyze Bitcoin and Ethereum daily if you are interested in that kind of analysis. So let's get to XRP. What I want to tell you is that I closed all my long positions today. Everything. Also, if you got stopped in yesterday in the evening, and also 2 days ago, some trades went into my take profit. So, why am I so careful with long positions at the moment? Well, we have built up with that structure many fair value gaps, as you can see, and I don't like that. Why that? Because before we hadn't that many fair value gaps. We got support at $2.07. I think it's very essential to hold, because if we break the $2.07 to the downside, then I think the chances are getting higher that we meet the area between $2 to $1.95 for XRP again. And with those fair value gaps, we are just giving us more liquidity, because on the way up, let me take out this, on the way up, many people went into long positions. It looks also like we have many breakouts. For example, this one here is a breakout. And here, a small breakout. Yeah, let's not say breakout, but close to one. So, what I think is that many people are going into long positions at the moment. And those long positions should get liquidated or stopped out soon. Because since I said fair value gaps, the market is going to get them. And if you are currently in a long position with, let's say, 25x leverage, then your liquidity price is going to be here at $2.09. If you get liquidated, you are selling your long position, means your position is going to get the price even more down. Yeah, and if millions of people and trades getting liquidated, then we are getting a quick and fast flash crash. And that's what I think, down to $1.95 for XRP. We still have, let's say, space to the upside up to $2.22. There we have a huge resistance, as we can see from the past. We didn't get over it so easy. So even if we get down a bit more to close the first fair value gap, we still have the chance to get up to $2.22 before we then sell off. Yeah, and getting into the area down to $1.95, we have to break the $2.07 first. But I'm not going to do shorts anymore. Yeah, I think the time for short positions is over. And I'm currently looking for new long entries. So, Dogecoin. What did we say about Dogecoin? Breakout. Then it's long up to 17.5 cents. If we also break that to the upside, then we can get a step higher up to 18 cents, but I even prefer always taking profits a bit earlier. So now is the time. Yeah, we didn't get exactly into the 18 cents, but the signs are high that we are getting another pullback before we then get up. And in that pullback, I want to see a corrective pullback. Means, let me take out my drawing here. So, I want to see a good correction where we can track later on a nice trend line, which we can use for another long entry. Like I said, I'm not looking to short anymore, I'm looking to long. And as soon as we get into the market again, it would be positive. But still, Bitcoin has huge fair value gaps. XRP has huge fair value gaps to the downside. If both of them are going down, why should Dogecoin get up? Like I said, we still have potential up to 18 cents before we then sell off. Same goes for XRP, same goes for Bitcoin. We always have a bit potential to the upside, but I think a correction is going to come soon, and we have to track how far it's going to go for Dogecoin. I would look actually for the area 16.3 cents. I think that is going to be realistic if Bitcoin drops down to 83,000 US dollar. So Solana. Solana looks good to me. The only coin which did a nice breakout. Yeah, we didn't get the perfect retest, but it's going up again. So target is 134 US dollar up to 137 US dollar. The big fair value gap. I don't think that we are going to get it 100%. 100% means up to 137 US dollars here. I doubt it. We have to look into the past, and then we can see we have a nice resistance, and we can use that as exit. And that would be the $135.80. But always keep in mind that we can just dip in, and a few cents lower than this price, we are already selling off. And if your take profit is exactly at 135.78 US dollar, it might be possible that your profit isn't going to get activated. Yeah, also keep in mind, I can always, since I'm a human and since those chart patterns and the support and resistance, I'm drawing it myself. A human is doing it, not a computer. So always keep in mind, it's not going to be 100% perfect. Yeah, it's always like that. If we zoom in, for example, okay, by any chance, I don't know why, but I did it exactly perfect. But still, it might be even possible that my price tag is a bit too high. And if we zoom in then you can see there is a difference. Always keep that in mind. A human is doing it, not a computer. So, anyway, I think that Solana has some potential to the upside, and from here sell off together with Bitcoin, and then we have to see, are we going to hold a higher low? Are we then going to fish the fair value gaps and hold a higher low? Or are we breaking to the downside and see the 120 US dollar again? For sure, those are three scenarios. One of them might be right. Yeah, so I would take that out. So basically, we have to wait for the chart structure, which I would prefer actually is getting up. And from here build a nice structure which we can trade in the future. And then we can draw probably a trend line, which is perfect for our needs and for our next entry for Solana. So Cardano is having a hard time breaking the 69.6 cents to the upside. Yeah, we have said so far we break the green trend line to the upside and we have potential up to 69.6 cents. Didn't happen in the first push, but here we got there. And here we got there. So we have to see if we are going to break that 69 point, how much is it? 69.6 cents to the upside. Then we have potential getting into this fair value gap area between 73 cents to 71.5 cents. Also, we are having a resistance incoming here. The resistance is at 72.1 cents. So keep that in mind. But for sure, we have to break first the 69.6 cents to the upside. Sustainable means I want to see a 1 hour candle close over it. A nice retest means breakout. Here's the candle close then. Retest. And in the retest, we can consider jumping into a long position with a tight stop loss. and hopefully get a follow through into our next area. But like I said, if Bitcoin sells off, Cardano isn't doing a push to the upside then, and then this scenario is going to happen, most likely. And still, we have fair value gaps down to 60 cents. So, Render. For Render, it was very good that we broke the $3.61 to the upside. We even retested it, fell lower than that, but got a quick V-shaped recovery, which I like. But what I don't like is that we fell again here to close almost all the fair value gaps. We still have some left. But this push to the upside created fair value gaps down to $3.57. And what we have seen in the past was that once we get near to fair value gaps, which was here the case, then you can see that actually this whole area was a fair value gap, a huge fair value gap. And if we are close to it over the time, we are getting lower and lower to fish the whole fair value gap. So what I want to show you here is, if we get a pullback here and fish the fair value gap step by steps, and if we don't get a nice push to the upside or a breakout, then the market is probably targeting the other fair value gaps down to $3.40. So, like I said, for now we have to stay calm. I'm not going to trade because I think the market is going to sell off. And I personally don't want to be in a long position, even though I see a breakout. It looks like it's just going to be a fake out. And I'm not going to short because the market is too strong at the moment. So still keep in mind that Render can go even up a bit more, since it looks like that we are having a breakout incoming. If that is going to happen, then we can easily reach for prices up to $3.88 to $3.96, and from here sell off. Yeah, it might be possible. So, the Pi coin. I don't know why I should talk about the Pi coin anymore. It's still in the falling wedge. Didn't do any breakouts. The whole push to the upside, yeah, still 6%. But I can't trade it. I don't see anything what I can trade here. Also, this coin is new. I would be careful with it. That's why I'm not actively trade the Pi coin, just if I see a very good chart pattern and a very good setup. But for Pi, it's actually missing for me. The good setups, the good chart patterns, it's not the same like the other coins. Yeah, I don't see much here. I have talked about Gala, for example, as well in another video of mine, and there I have said the same. I can't do any trend lines, support, resistance. I can't do anything because the data is not available, for example, for Pi. For Gala, the whole chart structure doesn't make any sense for me. So basically, I will look for Pi a bit longer and see if it's going to develop good. If not, then I'm going to take it out of my daily analysis. So if I see the 71.2 cents breaking to the upside, then it would be a good indication that Pi is showing some action to the upside. A positive price movement up to 90 cents if we take the common target of the chart pattern. If we break the 62 cents to the downside, then I'm going to take out Pi from my daily analysis, because then I think the coin might be even dead. So Ondo did a nice push. I have said yesterday that I'm going to close my position, but I'm just looking, when did I close it? Here, probably in that area, in that top. Since then, I have said we can go up to 85 cents, no problem. but I personally want to take profits earlier because I'm also going to sleep and I don't want to miss my profits. For SUI, it was a bit sad. There I got stopped out in profits, but I could have done 10%, 12% without leverage. And for SUI, I just went out, I think, with 1 or 2% somewhere there. So for me, it's break even closed. So basically, Ondo got a huge step higher, but also keep in mind, we still have fair value gaps here, but that block is very good. Yeah, I didn't expect Ondo to get up that much. I actually expected that we might get another push, like here we got, into the target of the falling wedge, get then a pullback where we have another chart pattern, a bullish one, and after that getting into that area. It looks like that we are getting there much more faster than I have expected. Yeah, so I would just keep it like that. I'm not in an on the long position anymore. Yeah, a bit sad, but no problem. Profit is profit, and we don't have always get too greedy, because it's still possible that in that case we could have broke to the downside. Yeah, so I'm happy. So let's talk about SUI. I got stopped out with SUI, I have said that. Went into a long position when we got the retest. Now I'm curious. 10% to the top. I didn't take it as profit. Instead, I wanted to reach for the $2.60. And I have said, okay, if we break the $2.38 to the downside, then the chances are high that we get into the area $2.13. Looks like that it's not going to happen like that. I have made my stop loss order right here, so I got stopped out. We went a bit lower, but from here we went up, so I can say it was a profitable mistrade. So what about now? I think we still have more space to the upside into the target area, $2.60, where we also have the target of the falling wedge. And from here, sell off and form somewhere here a higher low. Yeah, we have to see it. So far, it looks positive to me that we can reach for the $2.60. So, same for HBAR. My stop loss order was here, but my entry was here, so it was also a profitable loser trade, let's say it like that. Didn't take much profits. What I have done is took 50% here, but since I went into another long position right here, I got stopped out with my second long position in losses. Here was my other position. It got stopped lost in profits, the other one in losses. And since I took 50% of profits, the overall trade is in profits, not a big deal, but not as I wanted it to be, which isn't a problem. So, for HBAR, I think, same for the other coins, we still have upside potential up to 18 cents. I think that is going to be very realistic because we have in resistance incoming at 18 cents. It might be still possible that we sell off now and then get another push to the upside before we then sell off. Yeah, we have to see it, we have to track it. Might be even possible that we break everything to the upside. I'm a bit bearish at the moment, as you can see, for all the altcoins. I think we have built many fair value gaps for many coins. I think we will take those fair value gaps out before we can even think about higher prices. And in that case, if we take the fair value gaps out and fill those gaps, then we have to track the chart more in detail, because then it's going to get decided, are we going a step lower and generate a new low to get the bigger fair value gaps to the downside? Or will we get a push to the upside where we can say Bitcoin is slowly and sustainable going to all-time high levels? And so are the other coins pumping to the upside if Bitcoin is doing that. So, thank you for watching. If I gave you surplus value, I would appreciate if you click the like button, and if you're interested in daily updates, feel free to subscribe me. Have a nice day with huge gains. See you.